Hi, my name is Eden. Today I'm going to be talking about the drinking age. As we all know, drinking alcohol isn't like drinking water. There are consequences. However, most of us in this room are 18 or over. With this age comes experience. We have all had to make one or more hard decisions that will affect the course of our lives. This is why my major claim is 18-year-olds can hold the responsibility of a lower drinking age. My argument today will be supported by the ideas such as our military obligation to our country at our age, our duty to decide our futures, and the comparison of the United States age laws versus more progressive countries. My first claim is that the United States makes males of age 18 enlist in a draft, which includes the possibility of risking their lives. But these young men cannot make the decision related to alcohol. If someone has to risk their lives for their country, then they should be able to have all the benefits society has to offer. As legal adults, we have the right to vote, enter the lottery, and even buy cigarettes, however, not alcohol. John McCardle from Millbury College states that lowering the drinking age from 21 to 18, which happened a long 30 years ago, has not reduced or stopped drinking. It has put drinking into riskier situations and circumstances. These bad circumstances are like illegal drinking at parties, which maybe a couple of us have had to make. And those are like one of the hard decisions that we have come to in this part of our life. A more vital decision, though, is the one that we've had to make with our future goals. That's why my second claim is that 18-year-olds have held the responsibility to decide their whole future path at this age, but are still seen to be irresponsible in the presence of alcohol. Every single one of us is in this room because we've had the discipline to get ourselves into college, and we've worked very hard to get there. And in course, we have had to decide what we want to study. These decisions will guide the rest of our lives. Even if we switch our majors, it'll depict where we are and where we're going. However, we cannot decide if we would like to try alcohol. These decisions are being made for us. According to DUI.org, people under 21 tend to binge drink. This may be because they take advantage of something they are not allowed. People under 21 make up 17% of DUI arrests. This may seem like a lot. However, these DUI arrests may not be made because someone is completely wasted at the wheel. And if you are under 21, you have a blood alcohol content over 0.02, you're going to get a DUI. Whereas if you are over 21, you get a DUI if your blood alcohol content level is over 0.08. According to mad.org, the rate of drunk driving is highest among 21 to 25-year-olds. Thus, this might be because once young adults finally get the opportunity to drink, they abuse it. So if this opportunity was given earlier, then there might be less abuse of alcohol. Getting wasted seems to be a social norm in the United States, and alcohol is a key factor of that. However, in other countries, alcohol does not house such negative connotations. And that's why my third claim is that other countries believe becoming an adult in the eyes of the law make you eligible for all the benefits of society. According to the drinkingage.org, out of all of our 190 countries in the world, 61% of them have a drinking age of 18, and only 12 countries have a drinking age of 21. The Bureau of Transportation states that there are 1.4 million DUI arrests every year in the United States, whereas in the UK, the annual rate is only 90,000. This is probably due to the normality of alcohol in their society. So people are used to being able to drink alcohol and making those decisions for themselves, and they are held to be responsible with that decision, so they keep up that end of their bargain. In conclusion, alcohol is fine in moderation. People over 21 can decide if they think drinking alcohol is the right choice. We, as 18-year-olds, cannot make that decision and act on it. The restrictions of this substance has made it dangerous and toxic to our youth. Binge drinking, crashes, and illegal situations arise because of its restricted status. If the drinking age was lowered, alcohol may become a normal choice, and 18-year-olds could decide to be responsible with the substance. And with all the decisions we have to hold responsibility for, drinking alcohol goes hand in hand with becoming an adult in the eyes of the law. Thank you.
All right, your proposition's identified, and as it's phrased, it sounds like it's a claim of fact, but the first and the second supporting points are really value arguments talking about what is appropriate or just with the draft issue and with the issue of responsibility. The notion that those things create a problem, I think there are issues of fact that could be based on that, but none of the information that you present on those points really deals with those factual issues. The main argument that you make that is fact-based concerns what the consequences are of the lower drinking age, and there's a suggestion that, or a higher drinking age, there's a suggestion that people drink in unreasonable circumstances because of this, and you have a quote that talks about that. That's a good opinion to start with, and I think it's an argument that could be developed a little bit, but other than it being outlined a little bit by the piece of testimony, we don't have any other proof to suggest that is in fact the case, that the reason people drink in the way that they do is because it's illegal for them to drink in some other way. That's a little bit thin on that particular point. Your data on the drunk driving issue basically seems to suggest almost the opposite of your conclusion. If the highest rate's at 21 when it becomes legal, why would that not be the case when if the drinking age was 18? You don't really give an explanation of this, and I'm not sure why we would perceive it as being differently. In essence, you're just saying, well, let's lower the age at which the drinking age becomes, or the degree of intoxication while driving becomes at its highest. That I don't think is effectively making an argument that you want to do. The other argument that you have on this point concerns the statistical comparison with DUIs in Great Britain versus the United States, and I think that that's one of the places where you do make an interesting comparison, although you do make the inference there that it's a result of how people drink there as opposed to some other factor. Man, that was a good speech. They were very enthusiastic. So I think that you probably need to have a little bit more data on this and probably have some expert interpreting it as opposed to simply making the inference yourself on that particular point. I thought you had good audience contact and you present it pretty confidently and effectively when you're speaking as well. All right.